I was recently doing a life assessment, and in that what we do is we look at the four quadrants of a life and see where you are and where you would like to be. So the four quadrants are your anything to do with your body, so your health and well-being. And the second one is are your relationships, anything to do with somebody else. The third one is your creative expression. And the fourth one is your quality of life. So, in looking at your health and well-being, so that includes, your how good you feel in your skin, how much you're following that divine guidance. It is your body. So it's how well you move, how strong you are, how heavy or light you are, how flexible you are. But it's also things like your sleep patterns, your mental acuity, the things that, everything to do with your body. How good do you feel in your body? And the next one is your relationships. And now relationships are, anything with another person, anything, or an animal. It could be, and you have a relationship with that too. But really looking at, where you are in your life with your relationships and where you would like to be. Or is there a relationship that needs healing? Do you want to develop more with your work partners who are, at your job and you see all the time? Maybe finding some common interests there. Maybe you're looking for a life partner. So anything to do with other beings that you are in relationship with. And the third one is your creative expression. Now that can be your profession, it can be your job, and hopefully it is, because we all want to feel like we are adding that creative to the universe. But it doesn't have to be. So your creative expression is, how you let the divine, that inner guidance come out of you, this passion thing that you have. And even if it doesn't seem like a creative arts kind of thing, like, oh, I'm not painting, I'm only programming, or, whatever your thing is, if you're feeling the divine coming through you, there's a loss of time happening, where you're working and you didn't even notice. That's your creative expression. And it can be in any area. It doesn't have to be what we would normally consider the creative arts. Now, the last one is your quality of life. Now, that is, how free are you to travel when you want to? Do you have the time? Do you have the money? What's your home life look like? Do you create a beautiful space for your environment? Are you surrounded by things that make you happy and feel good? So sometimes that profession can be, that lifestyle can be from a profession. Maybe you really want to make a certain amount of money because then you feel like you can move more freely. But sometimes it's the time that actually is more essential. We all only have the same amount of time. So maybe opening up your profession a little bit to give you more flowing free time. I know my husband, when he went from working in the office to working at home, and not having to do that commute, and it really opened up some flexibility that, to get his work done, he could take a break here and do something like walk in the woods with me. What is that quality of life for you? So in a vision workshop, we go through these quadrants and we really think about it. But I really thought in 5 minutes, we could go through this and you could do this on your own. That you can, really think about your life currently in these four quadrants, in these areas. And how do you feel? And what is it what desire do you feel that would make you bigger, that would make you feel like that divine is moving through you in a more powerful way? So just thinking about your body, that well-being, that joyfulness of being, in alignment with what you see your purpose as. That's where well-being comes from. And then in your relationships. And one of those big ones is forgiveness. And we've said before that forgiveness does not have to do with them at all. Forgiveness is only through your own work. And it's not about giving them permission to do horrible things to you. Their behavior does not have to be included in a forgiveness of them. It's more of an acknowledgement that we are all divine stuff and that we're all working our program. And then your creative expression. How are you, what would you love to be doing more of? What gives you that excited energy? Maybe it's working with people. Maybe it's being out in nature. Whatever those things are, whatever it is for you that, my husband loves to be a software engineer. Like he loves programming. It's like a puzzle that he loves to figure out. How's that going to work? Wherever you get your jam, wherever it is that gives you that excitement. And then the quality of life. And I do want to point out that it doesn't have to mean that you are super duper wealthy. It just means that you make a conscious decision about where you're spending your resources, where they're going. And you can beautify your house on a very small budget and feel, be in an environment that brings you joy. So I hope this is helpful. Blessings.